All right, it's Thursday. We have another viewer question, and to this week's viewer question comes from Paul. Paul is saying, I have a £40,000 balance in savings just sitting in a standard savings account earning 1.5% interest. I aim to save £400 a month to ease my future money worries. My mortgage is £126,000 and that's 16 years left to run. I hear a lot about investing, but too scared to dip my toe into the water. Any advice would be great. Paul, thank you so much for your question. You're in my age group looking at your form. So I'm going to come at this with, I guess, a little bit of a time urgency element to the conversation we're about to have. I'll scribe so you can kind of get a visual reference of what we're talking about here. And I will make a few assumptions because I don't know all of the details around you, but it will help with the explanation that I'm giving and why things are so important. The role of this video is not to tell you what to do. My hope is by the end of this video, I'm going to give you enough where you're going to have couple of things to think about and maybe a couple of things to execute in helping you begin to invest. I'll give you my thoughts on how you can start as well, maybe the best route for you. Now, let's just acknowledge a couple of things, all right? First and foremost, you've already said you've got 40K in savings, which is amazing because not a lot of people in the UK actually have 40K in savings. And when I say that, it might sound really nonchalant, but the data is actually clear. One in four people don't have 100 quid. I think it's 21% of people have less than £1,000 in savings. So the fact that you've got £40,000 is fantastic. You also got it in a savings account that is earning you interest, 1.5%. That's good, but it's not good enough. And I suppose you already know this, which is why you've asked this question. Now, I think it's important to show you rather than tell you things. So, what I want to do is I just want to show you this part of the Bank of England website because we can't talk about your savings balance without talking about the idea and the concept of inflation. Now, inflation, simply put, is cost of things going up around you. It means that your money can't purchase as much as it could today if inflation remains over and above the savings rate that you're able to achieve, right? So the inflation rate right now is 3.4%. Okay. Now, unfortunately, you have got, just going to go to my scribe here. You've got a savings account with 40K in it, earning 1.5% right now, which means that you're getting £600 in interest per year. Now, I don't know what your tax bracket is, whether you're a basic rate taxpayer, a higher rate taxpayer, or an additional rate taxpayer. I would assume you're between higher and additional if you've been able to get £40,000 in savings, but I don't know. I'm not sure. The reason why that's important is because you need to question whether or not you're paying any tax on the savings that you're getting, the amount that you're getting in savings interest. You do have an allowance, but depending on which of the brackets you're in, you may or may not be paying tax because it's tiered based on what rate of tax you pay. The important thing that I want to point out here, though, is, as I've already showed you, the Bank of England inflation indication is at 3.4% right now. So, in real terms, your £40,000 is losing money because it's not keeping up with the current rate of inflation. Now, you'll be asking, how much is it losing? Okay, so what we need to do is we need to times this by 40,000, and that will give us £1,360. So you're already getting 600 quid. We minus off these two numbers, which means that you're losing £760 per year for your money being sat in a 1.5% savings account. Now, can we completely solve that? I mean, look, go and find a savings account that will be as close to 3 or higher than 3 is probably going to be the best bet that you could do. You want your money to at least to be matching inflation for it to maintain its purchasing power, okay? So I think that's the first thing that's really, really important. Now, the whole reason why people talk about investing in the first place is because people started to invest to beat inflation. If you're not beating inflation in an investment, it's completely pointless, okay? So what I want to do is I just want to jump over to a compound interest calculator because what you're telling me is that you want to save £400 per month so that you have some money to deal with any financial worries that you might have in the future. All right. Now, I'm going to make some assumptions here. Okay. As you know, I love doing timelines, right? So I'm going to put a timeline here. I'm going to assume, right? And I'm assuming because I don't know the detail, but when you run this exercise yourself, you can fill in the blanks. Okay. So I'm going to assume that you're going to do this, invest £400 per month, that is, for 16 years. Why for 16 years? Because your mortgage is going to end in 16 years' time. And because your mortgage runs for the next 16 years, I'm also going to assume that that is where your retirement date is set, because typically your mortgage is set to run alongside when you actually retire. So there are two events. There's your mortgage being paid off at that point, your mortgage ending, and you're also going to have potentially retirement as well. Okay. These are the assumptions. And these are going to be important because we're going to come back to that a little bit later on. But let's jump over to a compound interest calculator right here. Now, I have kind of populated some of this already, so bear with me. And what I'm assuming here, and people were freaking out when I did this the last time, I'm assuming an average return of 7% per year. You can play around with this number using the same calculator or a calculator just like it, and you can put in whatever number you want, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. I'm going with 7 because if I look at the data, S&P 500, 10% for the past 10 or so years, and past performance is no indication of future performance, obviously, but I want to be a little bit conservative. So I'm going 7% average return. I'm going 16 years because that's going to coincide with your mortgage being paid off and potential retirement date with £400 going in per month. If I calculate this is, and I'm going to put no initial investment right now. If I calculate this is going to give us a potential portfolio value in 16 years. Now, this is not going to account for any fees or costs. Okay, this is just a straightforward calculation. So what we're seeing here is in 16 years' time, you could potentially have 138k available. Now, in 16 years' time, the house will be paid off. So this is going to be a chunk of money that may be able to be used in conjunction with your pension to generate an income. And I don't know what you have in pensions right now, but this gives you a forward-thinking picture. Okay. Now, this is where we're going to get into some investment theory and this idea of, okay, you're already feeling a little uncomfortable. You're nervous about dipping your toe in the water, so to speak. And we can't get past the fact that there is a risk when you invest. If anyone tells you that there isn't, they're lying, and I wouldn't trust them. There is risk when you invest. You've probably heard about, the dot-com bubble. You've experienced probably 2007, 2008. You probably experienced, COVID and all this kind of stuff. There is risk, but the good news is that you can mitigate risk, and that's the whole point of investing. You invest at your appropriate risk level so that you get the gains based on your risk level and you reduce the risk that you're taking whilst doing so. All right. There are two elements to this. There is the risk management side on the investment portfolio, but there's also how do you mitigate the human emotion, the emotional connection to your money that is stopping you from investing it in the first place. And that's what I want to talk you through right now. So we're going to go back over to the scribe. All right. So we've got our timeline here. Okay. 16 years, you've got the house, you've got potential retirement here. All right. We're here right now in 2026. And you're telling me that you want to do £400 per month to help you reach a goal right here. Now, the first thing is having a clear goal. You really, really need to have a very, very clear goal. Now, I'm assuming again, but for you, based on what I can garner from the information that you provided, is potentially paying off a mortgage or having a lump sum once the house is paid off in 16 years' time would be very nice. Also ties in with your retirement age potentially, and this money could be used for income purposes, right? I'm just making this up right now. I'm assuming this stuff, right? Because I don't know you personally. That is a very, very good goal. Now, the reason why the goal is important is because it gives you clarity over your timeline being 16 years and the purpose of the money at that point into the future. That is designed to help us get over any initial inertia. Okay. The next thing is I'm going to talk about the boring stuff. An emergency fund. And people will say, this is so boring, Pete. This is just you're saying what everyone else is saying on YouTube and on social media. The reason why I'm saying this, I used to be a financial advisor. The reason why we harp on about having a emergency fund is because the last thing you want to do is start putting money into the markets, having not any real control over day-to-day spending. I think you must have to, have £40,000 in savings. So I'm not worried about your budgeting, your money management, but you don't want to be putting money into the markets if you haven't got any security around your lifestyle right now. And that security being able to protect you into the future as you go on about investing. So the emergency fund is really important. Now, typically, we're looking at 3, 6, 9, and in some cases, I've had a client where they had 12 months worth of their expenses. Okay. Now, I don't know what your expense per month is. I have no idea. But with £40,000 in savings, I would argue that perhaps you have enough to give you a decent nest egg. Now, what I would do is after you finish watching this video is write down exactly how much your monthly expense is, times it by 3, 6, 9, or 12, and you choose whether you want 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or 12 months in a fund available to you, so that if you weren't able to work for whatever reason, you had an accident, you fell ill, you knew that your bills are going to be covered for that period of time. And don't undercook this. I see people undercook it all the time because the number looks scary. 3 months is going to be a lot of money. 6 is going to be even more. If you look at 9, then, oh my God, crazy, right? But the point is you've got some money there already. And I think you've already been using it as a kind of a nest egg anyway, as a safety mechanism. I want you to be very, very clear on what that number is for you, and don't undercook it, because it's going to be the difference between, people falling into situations where they get fired, or they leave their job and they have to rush into another job, and they go from one job they hate to another job they hate because they've not had the time in between to breathe, to take stock around what kind of work environment they want to go into, whether they actually want to be in the work environment. So many life choices, right? So please don't undercook it. Now, I'm just going to assume, right? Let's just say you choose a 6-month number, and let's just say that 6-month number comes to £25,000. All right, you've got it in your 40k savings already. So that you would siphon aside. I would argue you need to put this into a cash ISA, the highest yielding cash ISA you can find, in fact. So bearing in mind inflation is at 3.4, you want to get as close to that or over that. But the important point is you want to make sure that this is instantly available. It has to be instant access. If you want to start playing around with the numbers here, you could go with an instant access for a portion of it. Then you could go for something like, I don't know, a notice account or a fixed term account. I would really try and avoid a fixed term account, really, to be honest, because then you have penalties if you break it, but it's completely up to you. But you might want to shuffle around the different types of accounts you can put it into, as long as you have part of the money instantly accessed, because emergencies don't announce themselves when they happen, right? So in this example, you're still going to have 15k left over. So let's go back over to the compound interest calculator, which is right here. So remember this, we came out with £138,000 potentially in 16 years, but this was based on you not having an initial investment. So if I put 15k here, just want to see how this changes the entire picture. So we're going to go from £138,000 to £183,000 potentially, or 182 if you round it down, right? So £182,000 if you invest £400 per month and you say put £15,000 into investment. £182,000 is what you end up with in 16 years' time. And again, if your mortgage is paid off, you've got £182,000 to generate an income to do whatever you want with. You might be looking at buying a property for rental income. Whether that's going to be the right thing then for you, I don't know. I'm just giving ideas here, okay? So that just gives you the picture of what you might be able to do. The next thing I think you'll find helpful, which is what we're going to end on, is what route should you take? You can go onto YouTube right now and you can type investing for beginners, and you're going to come up with so many videos with so many views of you should use Vanguard, you should use Hargreaves Lansdown, you should use Trading 212. I don't necessarily want to go down the route of prescribing a particular platform for you. But what I am going to do is, based on what I can garner based on your question, I'm just going to give you a set of ideas to think about. Now, I think that you're brand new to this. You're not going to know how to navigate Vanguard. You're not going to know how to pick an ETF in there. You're not going to know what you're picking. You're not going to know what it means. You're not going to understand any of that stuff. And the truth is, if you're going to use Vanguard, Hargreaves Lansdown, even I would argue Trading 212, you kind of need to know what you're doing. Free trade, you need to know what you're doing. Because you're probably not going to know what you're doing there, I would perhaps think about using a robo advisor or robo investing platform. So these will include the likes of Moneybox, Wealthify. They will include the likes of Money Farm. Who else? I'm thinking the ones that I've worked with, that I know the teams and I've had some interaction with myself. So I know that they provide really, really good customer service. And the one that really sticks out to me will be Wealthify. And the reason for that is because they keep things extremely simple. If you go into their website or go into their app, they use they use plain English. They want to keep it really easy to understand. And the benefit of using a platform like this is they will do all of the heavy lifting for you. They will manage the investment for you. They'll set up the account. They will do all of it. If markets are going up or going down, it's down to them to manage it. They'll let you know what's happening. You don't have to think about it. Whereas if you use Hargreaves Lansdown Trading 212, you have to think about how you review your investment. And you should review your investment, by the way. I don't care what anybody says on YouTube. Half these people don't have any financial qualifications. So just be mindful of that. So I think a company like Wealthify would be a good starting point for you. Now, if you start with a Wealthify, it doesn't mean that you're stuck with them. If you become more sophisticated in 12 months or 2 years' time, you can just move the money away into a Vanguard. You can move money away into a Hargreaves Lansdown or Trading 212 if you want to use them. But I think if you're just starting out and you're in a position where you don't know what you're doing, you want someone who can do all of the heavy lifting, and I think they would be a really good fit for you. I do not get any commission or any affiliate payments from them or any of the providers. Look at my description. There are no affiliate links in any of my videos, and there haven't been for probably 3 years now. So I'm not getting any backhanders, and that being the reason why I'm asking you to go and have a look at Wealthify. That's not how I work. But I think that there will be a good place for you to start. So, look, I hope that makes sense. I'm just going to close on this. I'm launching a community because one thing that has become abundantly clear over the past year or so is the fact that there are plenty of people in your position where they don't really know what to do, and the how is a big, big question mark. And the point of having, one second, my partner's calling me. Sorry. So as I was saying, we're building a community because the whole point of the community is to take people through the how of doing what you want to do right now, but also giving you some support. So monthly Q&As, an environment where you have access to me, where we set goals for 12 months. And within that 12 months, you're part of the community. You can ask questions, you'll get, responses from me. And it just means that you feel as though you're not alone in trying to do this, because it can be very, very scary. And that's the whole point. So I would encourage you, Paul, if you haven't already, consider joining the waitlist. I'll leave a link in the comment section for you to Wealthify and to the waitlist. Just join. We aren't quite yet ready to launch. I've got a few things left to do, but you'll get the offer when we're ready to launch. And I hope that you join, but if not, hopefully this video has been useful. If you're watching this as someone who's just finding me for the first time, then please consider subscribing to the channel. We're trying to get to 100,000 by by the beginning of April, I should say. And if you did get value, don't forget to smash the like button. It just means that other people who may be asking the same question will also get pushed this video for their viewage as well. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for watching. Cheers, Paul. Take care.